Hey y'all, it's Hope at Crafty Hope and welcome. I am working on ICAD number, what is this, 40? No, yeah, 40. I was looking at 41 for a second. ICAD means Index Card a Day, and it is a challenge that runs each June and July from Tammy of Daisy Yellow. Like I said, it ran June and July, and I'm still working on sharing these with y'all. So I hope you're enjoying this process. I am. I'm liking getting these out to y'all. But it's gonna be into October before I'm done sharing them. Now I like to work from the prompts if I can, if they inspire me. And on this day, the two prompts that I was working from, the Daisy Yellow prompt was train or train set, and then the mixed media ICAD prompt from my from Nina was the mixed media ICAD prompt from Nina. Sorry, making sure that I get those words right. Was handwriting. So I'm working both of these in kind of minimally, but they're there. So I am doing what I always do, which is collage down a little bit, and I do that for multiple reasons. For one thing, it gives me a start. It helps me kind of just like see past that blank page, get into that creative groove, and just get some stuff down. The other thing is with these iCads, the ones that you find nowadays are really thin, and adding a bit of collage helps thicken them up and be a little less flimsy. So I'm using my Uhu glue stick to get some things down. And these couple little pieces of paper that I'm adding right now are my contribution for train or train set. I got a box at a local antique store that was filled with old typed and handwritten papers from the Gulf Mobile and Ohio Railroad. Around here we call it the GM&O. It is a railroad company that was around many years ago. In fact, my grandfather worked for it in the 40s. So I'm using those papers to incorporate train in there. Now to age this up a little bit, I'm using some coffee crystals or instant coffee. I keep that little yogurt container on my desk and really just reconstitute that coffee when I need it. And it was getting low, so I added a few more crystals and I've wet that, and I am just going to paint onto my card. I tried splattering it a little, it didn't really work. But here in a second, I'm going to turn my card over. I'm trying to see. And there I pick up some of that pink ink that I had used in my previous card. So I've got that like pink splatter over there on that right side, and I'll pick up some more here in a minute. But first, I decided to add some yellow paint. This is Americana's Saffron Yellow. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of it and a palette knife. Now, by scraping it on in this manner with a palette knife, you kind of get a chance to pick up some of the shapes and texture of the paper you've put down, and it gives you a little bit uh, I don't know, it's less control of where the paint goes, but at the same time you can put it down in a more sparse manner without painting it on everywhere like you would if you used your finger or a paintbrush or whatever. So I kind of like that. So I was going for that, trying to keep some of the background in there and still have that yellow color on there. Now I think somewhere in here it bothers me that I had that pink over on that right side, but nowhere else on that card. So I'm going to grab that has that wet ink on it and pick it up and kind of just move it around on there. So I've got a little bit of that pinky red on both sides of my card. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I like to keep things fair and even. If it's in one area of the card, I want it on another area of it. So I've grabbed my hand carved stamps. You can probably tell that this is an eraser that I carved into with some ovals. I really love this stamp, y'all. It's super simple to do, and I'll put a link up there in the right corner to show you how to hand carve stamps with erasers. Alright, so I've got that down, and I have grabbed some photo booth images. These are a Tim Holtz product. They are so fun to use. They're kind of thick, and I tend to keep them thick like that because when I fold them and crinkle them, the layers that are kind of in there kind of poke through. So where I've torn there, that white backing shows through. As I bend it there, you get the cracks of the white paper showing through. So when I ink it here in a second, I can ink some of those areas and still have the white. So that's what I've done, is I've bent it and torn it, and I'm scraping the edges with my scissors just to age it a bit. And then I'm going to grab that Distress Oxide and Black Soot and, yeah, ink those edges up. Now I'm also going to grab my Distress Ink in Tea Dye and add some of that ink too, because there's so many brown tones in that photo booth image that I kind of wanted the brown in there. And I think that also gives some of that yellowing aging feel when you've got that brown in there as well. And as you see, I get all messy. I use my fingers to make sure it's like on there and it's got the good stuff going on. So I dipped into my fabric scrap stash, I guess, and found this bit of old tablecloth that I've torn apart, and it's got some wonderful, beautiful frayed edges. So I'm going to back my photo booth picture with that, but first I got to figure out which way I'm going to turn everything and lay it. And once I decide, I'll pull out my, what is that stuff? Liquitex matte gel medium and my palette knife again. And I like the matte gel medium for this because, like I said, that photo booth image is kind of thick, and then you've also got that fabric which needs a little bit something heavier. I probably could have used my Oohoo glue stick for both of them, but I feel a bit more secure using the matte gel medium for them both. So I'm going to put those down, and then I'm going to go and find a slip of paper that also has some of the coffee splatters on it. Yeah, I didn't make y'all watch me dig through my stash there. And I'm going to grab this is one of the Inkjoy pens. I think it's from Papermate. Y'all, I have every color of those. I love them. I use them mainly for my bullet journaling, but I wanted a brown pen. And that brand actually has a brown pen. So I grabbed my brown pen and I'm going to write the words "Be Yourself" on there, because I felt like this sassy girl in this photo was, you could kind of see the twinkle in her eye, that she was all about just being who she was. So I'm going to write that on there, and that incorporates the handwriting from the mixed media ICAD prompt. And I'll glue that down with my Oohoo glue stick, and then grab that Distress Oxide Black Soot again and just go around the edges of my card with it to frame it up. And that will finish up ICAD 40. All right, y'all, there's only like 21 more to go. I am going to be skipping a few of them because I don't like them, but I hope you'll stick around. All right, guys, I appreciate you coming by and watching. Keep on crafting on. Bye.